Hello, everybody. Renee here, and it's around 3 o'clock on Tuesdays now versus Mondays. And we can see I have Augie back here today, and we're going to be making a card for you today. And the card is going to be a what I would call a gatefold card. I guess that's what we would call um, a gatefold card, but it looks like one. But when you open it up, it's a pocket card. And this was given to me this year by my husband. He always chooses one of the cards I make and gives it to me, one of his favorite ones, which is kind of fun because that means I get to keep it. And I had made this gatefold pocket card for Valentine's. And on the back, this card does stand up because it wouldn't stand up alone like this. It can't do that. So I do have a flap that will allow it to then stand up perfectly, which is just great. We always like cards to stand up, and this can work out real nicely, and you'll see with this card. So this is the card I'm going to make today. And I am going to be using the flowering tulips and some of the splendid stem dies. I'm also going to be using the Fields of Tulips designer series paper. A blog is going to come out. I'm joining a blog hop, and I do have a blog which I will link. Well, actually, I'll put it in the comments, and I will link it in my YouTube, but put it in the comments on Facebook. And you can go ahead and hop to my blog, and you will see some other people in that particular blog that you can hop to and see what they did. Our June Sunshine Stampin' Up! Demonstrators are doing a blog hop on fresh freesia as one of the colors. We're doing a color blog hop, fresh freesia, and then we're using soft succulent and rich razzleberry. So those are our colors. And this is what I came up with using those colors. And you can see that paper. All right, so as you know, at the intro of my card, before I actually make the card, I will go ahead and present some fun things that I just got. See if you're, if from the new mini, to see if you would like to look at that. If not, just fast forward to the card, and you can see how this card is made. The blog hop that is going to be turned on Sunday, the 18th at 8 p.m. We'll have the dimensions, and we'll have more photographs on how to make all the 5 different tulips that I made. All right. In this video, you'll have some extra little information on how to deal with these tulips a little bit. Okay, so we're going to go live as we usually do. And so in just a few minutes, we will go ahead and look at some of those new items I got. I believe I am on. Hello, hello, everybody. How is everybody doing? It looks like I will be on. I'm just going to check as usual and check and see how it looks. And it looks like we're going good. So I'm going to try and see. Yes, there we are. So that's great. So I'm going to just take that away and take that away. That's always wonderful. All right, just give me a second. All right. Trying to get out of this is always fun. All right. Go live. Okay, well, that's all right because I see that the voice is off, so we're good to go. All right, so we're good. Hello, hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. We are going to make this card today, or a similar card to this today. I call this, I guess, a gatefold because it kind of looks like a gatefold, but it's not. It's a quasi gatefold pocket card, and it was given to me by my husband on Valentine's. I make cards, and then he chooses which ones he wants to give me, which is great. This card does stand up because it has a little stand, and so that's always really good. Okay, so as you know, I will show you how to make these cards and how to do these tulips, but I do want to show you a few items before we get into this. And since I don't want to disturb this at all, we are going to, let's see if I can do this correctly. I can. We are going to go ahead and look at some of the items I got. There is a new mini coming out July 1st, and one of the items in here is for dry embossing, and this is called an embossing buddy. I've mentioned this before. You've seen me use this. This is great for getting tacky surfaces off of a card. If you've got some ink on a card, you just kind of tap, 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 and that tackiness goes away. And I've shown you that just recently, I believe. And with the set, you get these amazing forceps, and they're going to be very heat tolerant because you do have to, when we are embossing, this is going to be dry embossing. You also can see videos of my dry embossing. And I'm going to see if I can't show you this. Not sure I can get it there, but there is a heat tool. Okay, this is our little heat tool that'll help us with our dry embossing, and Versamark. And then we also have this powder, and this powder gets kind of everywhere. So this is kind of cool because when you do the heat embossing, you're going to stamp with this clear, sticky, gooey pad onto your card. You can do any stamp you like, and then you pour this over. Okay, and then you go ahead and use the heat tool. Of course, the heat tool blows, so you need to pick it up with the forceps and then dry it. And the beautiful part of this, of course, you won't do it over there because you would get all of your powder everywhere. But once you have poured your powder off, okay, of your surface, you'll go ahead and empty this back in there. It's just wonderful. I've been dying to get this because the little powder gets absolutely everywhere. This is also used, beautiful fine brush, where you can use this to remove some of that excess powder. And I will show you this very soon. I'll do some embossing on purpose just to show you how this works, because I love this tool very much. But it's not on today's agenda, but I did want to show you that I did get that. The other items that I got that are new, all right, that are absolutely new, are the sweet gingerbread. I haven't even opened it yet, but I've never gotten a house, and I think this will be really cute as a big house stamp, and you can see how big they are. This will be fantastic. And we have even a little smokestack there, a little smoke coming out, and doors, of course, a little wreath, and then have a sweet Christmas, sending love from our home to yours. Very simple little tree, heart, a little candy, frames for the doors and windows to color them in, a little door with the heart. So there's just all kinds of little gumdrops, just all kinds of neat things. Now with that, of course, I always get the bundle, but with that, you are going to get, as you know, this is the preview. to making the card, and the card will be made soon. But at the beginning, I like to show off a few things. This is a gate. This is the die set. This is the cloud, the candy canes, a couple of them. Little gumdrops are here, doors. Oh, this is the sidewalk, the little walkway, a little tree. There's for the wreath. The top of the house, a hill. We always like hills. I always like the different size hills. The more I have, then I can play with them some more. So I definitely have a lot of curvy dies, and then this on top, and that fence is going to be great with my idea of a card that I'll be showing you very soon. And so those are the dies that come with that. And so what I wanted, I haven't gotten many embossing folders. And so I've gotten quite a few embossing folders now. And I wanted these two because I thought with this sweet gingerbread, wouldn't this be a great little background? Isn't that neat? So I think that'll be a fabulous background on that. See, yeah, you can see that. Yeah, actually probably better. Not really. More like this. But I think that'll be great embossing little folder. And of course, this is great with that mini embossing machine. So that can be really handy. And here's a little village. See, here's a little village. So the little gingerbread house in front of the village. And there's also little markings for snowbanks. So just like that. And I think you could even do something like this with that in the background. As you can see, that could be your whole picture. Look at that. All right, so you could work that out and then have, that would be very, very cool. So I am excited to use this. And of course, the catalog does have many fall and Christmas items. I am going to be going into another swap. So I decided that I would get the gingerbread house and work with that first and see what I could come up with. Since I like alternate cards, I thought that that would be the easiest. Okay, let's see if I can't get this open. There you go. And this is the paper that I also thought would go good with the gingerbread house. And this is in the new catalog. And this is called the Santa Express. It belongs to a suite. I did not get the suite, but I felt that I could cut these out. The trees look gorgeous. Look at those trees. That would be fun. All right, so there's that. And then there's Santa. Look at these Santas. Look at that, how lovely. All right, and then there is the little train with the little deer and some more trees. I think that's just lovely. Presents, we always like presents. We can cut those out very nicely for under a tree. Oh, look at that. How pretty is that? Yeah, look at those trees, like snow globe trees. All right. Oh, and then these are like, oh, that would be great to see. Perfect for a gingerbread house. Can you see it already there? How cool is that? How cool is that? All right, let's look at the other side real quick. There we have little starry snowflakes to me. More snowflakes, perfect coloring. Real red, garden green. This is for the gumdrops, I think. Really cute. Also for other, look at that. Oh, is that marvelous? Fun to cut some of that out. And you don't have to cut it out straight. You can make squigglies, la la fa la 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 la. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Great to make some candy canes. All right. So isn't that great paper? So that was one of them. Then because now I did buy some other things, but I'm not going to show you because I want to get on with it and not keep you too long. And so if I can do that, the better. All right, this is from the Celebrations. So we have Celebrations and it's one-sided. And you can see it's in gold, and then it mimics it in silver. They're basically stripes and dots, and that's it, which is great for the holiday. And that gives you plenty of papers to use if you have to make a bunch of cards that are going to be similar. And a lot of times we like to do that for the holiday. So the Celebration catalog, which we have one, yes. That was for a $50 purchase, what I just showed you. That's a $50 purchase. Now this is going to be really cute. Now these are dies. This does go with a stamp set in the catalog. It's called the Tree Lot Dies. Yay! Of course, there are tons of trees and banners and stars. And I believe those are bows. Yes, those are bows. A little branch here. Oh, to make a fire is right here. Another bow. I think these are bow. Oh no, that's the log. Is that the fire? I have to figure that out. Look at that. Look at this little stars. Another little wreath. This looks like not sure. Again, here's for the banner. Isn't that fun? And here's a camper. Love to camp. And here's a doggy. And so these are going to be really, really cute. And so I think this is going to be really fun. So for camping. So if you look at that annual catalog that He's the Man, I believe this would go great with He's the Man, the time lot trees. And it's like buying trees off of a lot. It's kind of fun. So I thought that was fun to get as a freebie. And that was $100 purchase. Now there was some paper here. And this was for a $50 purchase. You got this one free. And so this is Rings of Love, it's called. It also has a stamp set bundle to actually a bundle stamp set and die set that it goes with. I will probably not get those, but I probably will get the Tree Lot. Look at this. Ooh, I love this. Oh, see, this is fall. Look at that. Look at that. A little bit of summer. Look at that. That could be fall or summer. Look at that. Oh, little wintry scene, watery scene. Oh, love that. Oh, look at the houses. Isn't that great? Ooh, love that. That's fun. And then mushrooms, that can be fun. Mushrooms and little butterflies. And then here's the rings. So it's tree rings and stuff like that. So you can cut out some rings. You can cut out some rings and then put some mushrooms on there with some leaves for the fall. I think that would be cute. This looks like Christmas to me. And look at the lovely trees. So that was for $50 purchase. It's a great, great fall paper, I think. So these are part of a new catalog, a new edition. It's not a full catalog. It's just a little mini catalog and a mini addition to the catalog. Okay. So I want to get into this card to help you out. Again, you will be able to go to my blog and a lot of things will be explained there, but here we go. All right, so let's look at the parts of this card. The first thing I want to talk about are the tulips and how to build the tulips. The flowering tulips are right here and they make beautiful stamps, but they also have this incredible die set. And pretty much each of these flowers I actually stamped out, okay? And in my blog, you will see how 3 of them are made. You will see how this trio is made. So this is a trio and this is a trio, and how you use actually, how you use 3 of these, and they stamp out 3 right away. You can die cut 3 at a time. So there's these little buds, okay? And I show you how to do those on my blog. Again, which won't be out until a little bit later. This is another one that I show you how to do on my blog. And that's really nice. All right. And then I show you how to do one other one, I believe. Yes, this is, yes, this one, and then this one. Yes, and then this one, how to do this one. Now, so I show you the pieces and everything to show you how, and I'm going to show you how to make two now and make some discussion to help you out, and you'll see. One of the things I did do though, is I did cut out, and usually you stamp these and then you cut them out. For example, you stamp them and then you die cut them out. Well, what I found out is that they make a great backing for these. So for example, they add so much to these. So you can go ahead and do something like that, just add it to the background, okay? And I cut off, and I'll show you how, but what I'll do is I'll put this right here to give it some more depth. Okay, I do believe it gives it more depth. And then I will go ahead and cut this part off. And so I could use this one instead. Maybe that'll, you can see then more contrasting. And then I believe that gives that flower depth. I do believe I would take that off and that off from there. All right, so you can do that for that one. You can also do this for this one. And again, for this one that I made on my blog that you can see on Sunday after 8 p.m., you can see here how that gives that depth. And I really feel that that might, I think it really does help out the flower and make it much fuller. Look at that, much, much fuller, much better. All right, so I think it improves it immensely. And then this one, I believe I used the bigger one, and I'm going to make one. And no, I used still the small one for that one. I'll show you what I did. So this one, I would still use that smaller one to do that. Yes. And again, for this one, then I would go ahead and use this to make it even fuller. All right. And so you can see how that really adds to it. So you can see here, this goes with this. All right. Now, so I made 3 of them. And now I'm going to show you 2 more so that you will have 5 in total and how to make those 5. All right. So the one I want to make is this one right here. And so to make this one right here, I'm going to use, and here's my little stash. I just did duplicates of the 2 colors just to make sure I had everything I needed. I'm going to use this one first. All right. And this one does this and this and this. So it makes it just like that. And then what I'm going to do is, I believe my coloring was the other color. So I'm going to put that away. I did that. Now, what I did do is I did use a dauber here and daubered the edges. Okay. And I used a little bit of the raspberry and a little bit of the fresh freesia. And then I went ahead and did a little bit of the coloring here with that. And then I used a little bit of Wink Stella. But basically you're going to do this, and then you're going to take one of these little ones right here, and you're going to offset it to the side. Now, one of the tricks with this is you don't want to every time go right in the middle. That's not the idea, okay? That won't work as well. And so then what I did, so I glue that down, and then I go here, and I'm going to go, so what you want to do is you do want to fiddle with it a little bit. You do want to fiddle with it a little bit so that it works out. And you do have to push it a little bit like that. Okay, so that looks like what I want. All right. okay? And then I used this backing on that. When I put that backing on, I put it a little bit like this. You can see how I did that. And then I cut all of this off. You can see here, I cut that off and cut that side off, okay? And so again, you want to put it a little bit askew, and then look how much depth that flower has, all right? And with a little bit of extra coloring on the edges. All right, so that's our fourth one. And then there is this one that I made and that I want to go ahead, and I think I'm going to use, maybe this is a backing, maybe not, depending on its location. And I don't think I need to. I did not color this or anything else. What I did use, okay, I believe I used this one. Yes, I believe it is. I have to look very carefully which one it is. So where did she go? Is it that one? No. No. Which one was it? It's this one. So it's this one. Oh, yes, it's this one. Sorry, it's this. Yeah, you have to look real close. It's this one right here. And you're going to fold that down. And then what you do is there's this little pocket one. This is a little pocket one. This is just a little bud pocket. All right, that's what this is, just a little bud pocket. So it's this one, okay? And I'm going to fold that down and fold that down. I usually fold the larger flap over the smaller flap. And then now again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these. I didn't think of taking this bigger one. I maybe could have. Well, maybe that would be better. We'll see. And going ahead and doing that, that's not bad. That's not bad. But I did use this one in the center. So I glued this in and this down like that, and then glued this in. And again, I can go ahead and put a nice backing on this. So that's where you want to go with these. All right. And you do have to fool around. And I do have pictures of the other ones. And I showed you these two. So you have 5. Okay. 5 that you will be seeing. All right. And this one again, making sure this one was, yeah, I showed you that. So that one was on top and that was on bottom. Okay, so we're going to put those aside. So I did show you that. If you have any questions, you can always message me. I'm going to keep these. Now, what I did is I did cut out the leaves and I cut out a stem. All right. And I went ahead and placed them on here beforehand the way I felt it would work best. And I'll explain more in just a second. And I went ahead and used this. And of course, I used this little piece. Those are the pieces that are here. And then I took from the Splendid Thoughts, which is also from that new little mini catalog, which I actually love this set. I didn't think I would love it as much. I used this die to go ahead and cut this off. I thought that would be nice. And then for this, I need these 3 semicircles, which are right here. And the semicircles are about a 2-inch circle cut in half, 2 1/4 cut in half. And we'll talk about those when I get there. Okay, so the flower that I used, again, was what I showed you. And what I did is I took it on a stick. And I went ahead on the stem and stuck it onto the stem. I kind of placed it where I would want it on my piece of paper. And once I did that, then I was able to move this a little bit around and everything. So I pre-glued everything to make it easier. Everything is pre-glued. All right. And so that will make it easier. And then these are set up, and we'll talk about those when we get there. Okay. So we have our piece of cardstock that is our 8.5 by 5.5. We have scored this at 2 and 6 inches. This is going to be our top layer. That doesn't matter because it's going to be covered. So if this then, all right, I took a designer series paper, which I'm going to lay right over here, and that is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. This is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4, and I actually cut 2 of them out because I wanted it underneath. It's not necessary. So here we go. I'm just going to take, this is that Fields DSP that is on sale for $8.50 right now. And the through June 30th. That's also in the last mini catalog. We now carry a biannual, I guess, catalog. So there's that. Okay, now this is the exact same size as previously mentioned, and I am going to put that right up here on this flap. Don't really have to, but I decided that it would be fun and I was going to do that. I think I'm going to put it this way. I'm just going to center that. So 5 1/4. There you go. So that's 5 1/4 again by 2 1/4. There you go. So that's that flap. Then this flap, I'm simply going to go ahead and do this way, just like this. This paper does have some gorgeous grape in there, and which seems to work real well with this fresh freesia and everything else I am working with. Seems to just be fine. There you go. There, that's fine. Okay, now what we're going to do here, just going to make sure that that's piece doesn't look quite as straight as I had hoped, but I'll fix that. Okay, now we're going to do the flap. Again, the flap is, you really, whenever you do your flaps, you don't want to use too much ink. So you get your dot and you're going to go like that. And you're going to go like that. You don't want too much ink. I mean, ink, glue. And you're going to close that up. Okay. And so that piece is basically 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. So this piece is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. Now this is going to be my insert. All right. And so this piece is, my cardstock is 4.5 by 3 1/4. And so this is going to be 3.5, my designer series paper, by 4.5. So always a quarter larger. I did use the dies from the tulips right here. I love this die. I think it just adds a little flavor to many of the cards. I love these dies from this set as well. I am definitely a die fan, and I'm just going to glue this right onto this piece like this. Very nice. Very nice. Very good. Very good. I could use a little glue there. There you go. And now that piece will fit right into here. Okay, just like that. And I can use any flower I like. If I want to have another flower here, I can definitely use another flower, which I just might do, just to put right down here, something like that. And the backing, again, I did like that concept of those backings. I think, see that backing just gives it so much more depth. Now this one I don't have to cut at all and seems to work out really nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that. This is one that was shown. And again, you know, you're not really centering them. You're, you know, you're going a little askew because this is just the background. So isn't that pretty? And so now I can go ahead and glue that down. And I'm just going to glue that right here, right there, just like that. And then have that right up there. And that will be part of my, make sure it's high enough though. You don't want it peeping through. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe that one won't work. Let's see. That would work. I'm just going to make sure there's no glue on the bottom of that because I don't want that to mess up. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So that'll be fine. And that one will work right there. And then that'll come right here like that. Like that. All right. So there you go. Isn't that sweet? I would put that up a little bit higher, just like that. And then your little message or whatever you like. We could say, love you so much. I have the love you so much. I do. It's one of my favorites. It is one of my favorites. So I think I lost my C block somehow. And so I had to get another C block. It's one of my favorite blocks, actually. And what I'm going to do, one of the nice things about this is you can set it straight. Go here, take my rich razzleberry, because that's what I'm going to be using. And it's always nice to go ahead and stamp on something else to make sure that it is straight and going to work for you. So I'm going to stamp it right there. And that looks pretty good. So there you go. And I'm going to go right here. That should have worked, and it did. So love you so much. Now, this is a little bit of an ombre effect. So you will have a little bit of an ombre effect, and that's just fine. It's ever so slight. I had added already some rich razzleberry ink to it, so it doesn't really have much of an ombre effect, but it looks like it did right there, which is fine. Very fine, which works very well with this paper. All right, so there's that. So now that is done. Okay, so let's look at how I do this. So I die cut out 3 pieces. This is just a scratch piece of that circle from that Inspiring Thoughts. And what I'm going to do is I want this to be a little stronger. So I cut 2 from the designer paper. This is going to be my front. I'm going to make that my front. And then I'm going to go ahead and just put that right on there. Just like that. And glue that on. Because you can see from both sides. So that's going to go like right here. And I probably could have been okay with that being a little further down because of this, but I rather not. So, but that looks just lovely as is. So now what we're going to do is how I did this is, again, I glued all this together. And as I was gluing, I was checking that I could put it on here and that it wasn't going to go over. Okay. And that I could still put this right here. And you'll see about half and half here. This is going to be glued on to this, half and half. All right. So what I'm going to do is I will glue this down. All right. Now, and so, oh, I'm going to cut this off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift that up and I'm going to cut anything off that is showing in the back. That's good. And then I'm going to glue this on right here. All right. So the first part is gluing this on. And again, I just dab. I will glue that on. Did a little rough job on my, and all I make sure, and that's how I put it together, I laid it all down, made sure everything was okay, and that it wasn't going too far, that it wouldn't go above the card and would lie there. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this down just like that. And that goes right on top. So here, that just is going to get glued right up here, because that bottom you're going to see through. So right here, you're going to glue that. And that becomes your little flap, as you see. All right. Just like that. And so now that looks fine up there, and that's fine. I did not cut correctly. That is unfortunate. And as we all know, little mistakes, I might do something else like another half moon. What I probably do is maybe do a half moon right here on this side, or maybe put a little flower and maybe the little buds. I know I had the 3 buds, and I could do the little 3 bud with that little greenery, which I really do like. And so I did like that greenery. I'll show you how that works. Our mistakes can be okay. And so then I just do like that. And that would be just fine up there. And of course, usually 3s are the best, but we'll see how that works. All right, we'll see what I need up front. All right. And I always have plenty of other ones that I can use and put down there. Okay, so I will do that. I'll glue that on there. And that goes like right in the center of that, just like that. See how cute? All right, so we got that and that. And now I did think that maybe I could use another flower right here. And I was thinking right here would be really nice. I'm always so low. Right there would be really nice. And I think that would work. And I think on that one, I am going to use dimensionals. I think I am, because it's going to be popped up anyway. And I want this smaller. I didn't want really, yeah, that's perfect. That little pop up. And then I thought of putting this behind here. I thought of putting this behind here, which would make it really lovely. Now that one, I cannot put a pop up on that because that's already too bulky. And they are bulky, so that's good. That's good. This one is the least bulky of them all, so that was a smart move like that. I think that's really cute, like that. Like that. And I think if I wanted to, I could go ahead and put a leaf here, but I don't think so. I think that is plenty. Okay. And so this is basically my card. And I would not, I'm not going to put anything else on that. It's a fairly simple, straightforward card. But I think making these is a challenge enough. And so there you go. Now I could, and I just had an idea, of course, and I want to show you. I don't know it's going to work or not. Oh, I forgot. The back. Okay, so this is 2.5 by 5.25, scored at 1.25. And then what you're going to do is you can put your design on there. I like to put something on there. You can keep it very pristine and quiet. You don't have to put anything on there. I like to put it as low as the card is. Opa. I didn't see that at all. No, that's not centered. Right here. Let me open it up and do it correctly. You would open this. I don't know why I'm not seeing. I'm getting a shadow. So I'm going to go like that. Yeah, that's better. I was getting a shadow and I could not see. So I'm going to bring that right down there, just like that. That's excellent. Now this is where that Boss Buddy can come in. Of course, I can let that dry and then go ahead and put that Bossum Buddy, embossing buddy. And then you want to make sure that you go ahead and make sure that that's good and tight, because that's what will keep your card up. It'll take a little time to do that. There you go. There you go. There it is. And there's the back of your card. So you can see that and that. And the other thing I had in mind real quick, oh, not too bad, but I thought maybe you could dauber some of that that stuff on there, but I want to see if it works. So I'm going to take my dauber and I'm going to take this ink. I love doing this. I did this with something else and see if this works. Now, I'm not sure which side's going to work better. Yeah, no, that didn't work. It's too small. Yeah, it's too small. But that would be an idea. Of course, I could cut it out and then cut it out and put something here because I think that'd be kind of nice. But it is fine. Looks great as it is. All right. So there you go. An all occasion card. Very easy, very fun. All right. So I hope that you enjoyed this. Please like if you have. This will go live on YouTube on the 8th of the 18th of June, as it will on my blog. And again, I'll put my blog link in there so that you can see more of the directions, okay, on how to make these flowers and see some of the materials before I created some of the pieces. All right, so thank you very much. I really appreciate it. There's my camera on the top. You can see that. And please like, subscribe, enjoy, and I'll see you next Tuesday. All right. Bye-bye now.